Hello, and welcome back to the Pimpin' Poetry Podcast. Today, our guest is KDikee. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. I'm excited to have you here.
I am excited to be here. Like, I'm glad that I reached out and I'm a part of this.
I honestly, when you did hit me up, I was like, wow, I I'm constantly looking for artists who are as expressive as you and as open about their mental health. I was like, this is a blessing. and
Yes.
thank you, thank you. Uh, I really want our audience to get an idea of who you are and where you're from. So, give me a little background for.
Okay. So to know who I am, my name is KDike, and KDike stands for Knowingly Dominating Ignorance, Knowledge, and Powers. So for that already, that means I'm a student and teacher at all times. I'm always seeking knowledge, and I'm always excited to show people the way. I'm from Charleston, South Carolina. 26. I'll be 26 on the 26th of this month.
Mm-hmm.
Big cancer gang.
Hey, gang,
But,
gang.
that's really the rundown of who I am,
Okay,
a teacher and a student.
nice. As far as teaching, have you been mentoring? Are you just trying? How are you trying to kind of give information out right now?
So I do mentor people, but the best way I feel to really teach people is just to really tell my story. By just being
Mm,
authentically myself and being honest throughout my journey
yeah.
is the best way I've seen that I've helped and inspired people just by being like not overly being optimistic and being like, yeah, I got this far by just doing this. No, I'm gonna tell you, it gets ugly. Like
Right.
sometimes I don't want to do this. Sometimes I give up. Sometimes I have to keep starting over. But
Right.
that's the beauty in understanding your purpose. You got to keep going, no matter what's going on.
For sure. I am learning that, man. I'm turning 30 next year, and I'm just like, you just got to keep doing it every day. You've got to keep doing it, or else you're gonna get nowhere. You're not gonna make any progress if you don't. Uh, I think authenticity is so important, and I am often struggling with like wondering how authentic I can be in spaces like work versus home versus family.
Mm.
And I've really struggled with that, because I am someone who is usually pretty unfiltered. Like I just want to get straight to the point. I hate beating around the bush, and it just makes my life a lot easier when people don't feel like they have to sugarcoat things for me, because I feel like that's what me being authentic is, just giving you exactly what it is that I'm feeling and not having to feel like I have to edit every conversation with the person. And yeah, I realized that like I have so many different personalities for every situation.
You got to sometimes.
Right, right.
No, I get it. Like, cause you work, it's like just because we see ourselves for who we are, that doesn't mean people at work are going to do that. So they're not going to want to hear the truth about themselves because they're not even truthful with them themselves. So I get it. It's hard to be like, yeah, I'm living my dream when they're literally this is all they do.
Yeah.
So no, I got it. I get you 100%. You can't like you want to, but it's like you can be 100% authentic, but
Right.
they're gonna hate on you. They're gonna be envious of you. They're gonna make your job difficult. Or you can just be like, yeah, I'm gonna just tell you this certain amount just to keep it cute. Because if
Mm-hmm.
I don't keep it cute, it's gonna get ugly. And I'm just trying to get this money.
Right,
I'm just trying to get
right.
this money.
Yeah, no, and trying to just avoid confrontation with difficult people, because it's like it's not worth it sometimes. Like showing people who I truly am and giving them all of the raw jewels is just not even worth my time.
It's not.
But yeah, that's amazing. So what brought you to Atlanta?
Music. Um, I love music. I'm a very unconventional artist. Like I'm a very to put it in terms, I am like Kanye and Tupac, like combined with Kanye's I don't give a fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm gonna do this, y'all gonna hate me, and I don't care. 10 years later, y'all gonna be like, you know what? I get it. Like, I get why
Mm.
I don't get it now, but I'm gonna get it in 10 years. And I'm like, Tupac's like, I'm gonna be vulnerable. I'm gonna put my heart on my sleeve. I'm gonna tell my story, and you either rock with it or you don't. And
Right.
back home, it's like it's so rooted in trauma that I wasn't able to flourish the way I needed to because people only resonated, not, I won't say everybody, but the majority only resonated with a certain frequency. So when I was making a certain type of music, they're like, oh yeah, you the hardest, that you gonna make it. But then when I started being vulnerable, speaking about my traumas, they're like, no,
That's a completely different
this ain't it. Keep
audience.
it cute.
Yeah.
Keep it cute. I don't want to hear this. So it's like, no, this is actually what I want to do. So
Yeah.
it's like, I got to go somewhere where this is appreciated because if I stay here, I'm not going to be able to unlock my full potential and power because I'm around people who are constantly putting me down. So moving here has been like, I'm really like unlocking so many abilities and confidence and self esteem that, okay, I'm really in my purpose. I'm really getting somewhere with this. So Atlanta has, shout out to Atlanta, man, has been beautiful.
Nice. ATL. Oh.
Yeah.
I was listening to the Poor Minds Girls talk about how this is the mecca for creators right now, and black creators
Yeah.
specifically, because I mean this is Black Hollywood, or I think it is. Like this is where a lot of people come to be around and understand black culture, like especially black southern culture. There's not a lot of places that really identify with our otherness. Like I don't feel like there isn't a place in Atlanta that I'll go to where there isn't a black person.
Mm.
I'm talking about like Fulton County, like in
Like,
the
no, time out.
perimeter. Nah, I mean, not like once you get out of the perimeter, it's a little different. It's a little different,
I
but
get it.
yeah, this is a good space, and there are a lot of you feel like you have a good support system.
I feel like I'm still building it.
Yeah.
I feel like when I first came here, I was kind of like the new kid on the block, so people were kind of trying to feel me out. It wasn't. It was welcoming, but when it comes to like meeting people and becoming friends with people, people
Yeah.
already kind of have their. I got my folks like,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like I came on a different energy. I can be intimidating to folks. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I know who I am. I know what I'm talking about, and I feel like that was a little thing. Like people not really wanting to rock with me because they're like, I don't know. You're light, making me a little bit uncomfortable. But it's like now I'm kind of like, I don't this. I'm here. Are we gonna work together? Are we gonna be an ally? Or are we gonna be? Or are you just gonna have to see it on the sideline? But I got my support system. I'm still building it.
Yeah.
It's different from what I thought it was gonna be,
Yeah.
but I appreciate it. I love it, and it's just growing every time I go out and perform in the most intimate spaces. So shout out to them folks
Nice.
for
That's
real.
good. That's good. There are so many different venues in Atlanta that you can go to and hop on an open mic. Which,
Every day.
hmm
It's like 3 events tonight, 3 tomorrow. It's like
right,
so many options.
right.
I love it.
Yes. No, I learned that too. I was like, yo, I'm definitely finding my tribe. For a time, I thought like I was supposed to be doing things a certain way just so that I could excel in this industry, you know?
Mm,
And then I was just like, no, go make your own stuff. Go create what you want to, what you're passionate about, and have fun. You know, a lot of finding your tribe is just being yourself and understanding that your tribe will find you as well.
Because it's not like you're gonna find a group of people and like this is my tribe. It's like you find one person there, find another person there. It's
Mm-hmm.
like it's not
Puzzle
gonna,
pieces.
yeah, it's not gonna be the, oh, I'm just gonna meet these people and we're all gonna mesh. No,
Yeah,
no.
yeah. It ain't that easy. Trust me, I've learned. I have learned. Okay, so what would you describe yourself as far as like just an artist? Like what defines you as an artist?
What defines me as an artist? I feel like my truth because I feel like to be an artist, you're expressing, you're telling a story. Like there's a difference between an artist and an entertainer. An entertainer, you're just here to entertain people, to make them feel good. An artist, you're telling your story raw and uncut, and it's not about how other people are going to experience it. I'm giving you my story. If you resonate with it, you do. If you don't, you don't. But I'm not going to sugarcoat my feelings to because you don't want to hear it. Like if I'm depressed, I'm gonna make a depressed song. I'm gonna tell you I'm sad, y'all. This is what I'm going through. If I'm happy, y'all, I'm happy. I'm going through this. If I got my heart broke, y'all, this girl broke my heart.
Yeah.
I gotta tell y'all about it. But it's gonna be nothing but the truth. And most times that's what people really love. They want stuff that like, dang, you feeling that way too? Like I've been feeling this way and I just felt misunderstood. It's like I make music for the outcasts, for the people who feel like they're misunderstood, who don't have that support system and they just feel like they're the only one that think that way. So yeah.
Nice. Okay. I'm with it. I've definitely myself felt that way in coming to terms with like artistry. I often can't figure it out. Like, do you want to make music? Do you want to act? Do you want to produce? Do you want to direct? Are you a writer? Are you this? Are you that? Like, I want to be all of these things. And sometimes I'm like, oh, jack of all trades, master of none. And in a good way. I don't think that you don't learn anything by mastering it immediately. Like eventually you get the hang of things. And I'm trying to get the hang of just what it is of switching between all of these things constantly.
That's the beauty in it though, because I feel like society wants us to you need to pick one thing and stick with it. But it's like if you are blessed and you have the ability and the talent, like why not? Just because you can't do it and you can only do this one thing, why would I say, well, I need to stick to one thing because they said I need to stick to one thing? No, one day one day I'm an artist. The next day I'm on set being a spotter. I was literally a spotter yesterday and I've never done that before, but it's like, okay, the next day I'm gonna be a photographer. The next day I might be making a beat for somebody. The next day I might be recording, but that don't mean that's who I am. I just have the ability to know how to do it. But sometimes it can because you're like, dang, I need to do this and I need to do this and I do this, not do nothing. Get burnt out. I'm like,
let's talk about that executive dysfunction and how it's like the bane of my existence. I didn't realize, like, I'm late diagnosed ADHD. In my adulthood, I was diagnosed, and I didn't realize just how much time I spent thinking about doing the thing instead of just doing the thing. And people act like it's so easy. It is not. It is not.
No.
Because I'm thinking about all the things I could be doing, and there's a lot. When you know how to do a lot of things, it's hard to even choose, to the point you just sitting there on the couch like,
don't do nothing.
Don't do nothing.
They say make a list of all the important things, like big and small, and then pick the ones you want to do. That's what I try to do. I'll write a list, like all the things I need to get done, and then I'll just pick certain things, like, oh, let me just knock that out. And I could just knock that out too. And then by the time I'm kind of like, I'm getting through the list, I'm like, okay. Because usually if I write it down, I'm more inclined to getting it done versus I need to do this. Because I'm like, actually, I just want to lay down. Like, maybe I need a rest. I deserve it. Then it ends up another rest day. And then maybe I should go. I'm like, all right now. Keep it cute. Because you're not getting nothing done.
Getting nice and comfortable. Look at this. Look at just existing. We're supposed to just exist and be eating fruit and chilling. We're not supposed to be these productive ass. I don't know. What are we?
Why are we paying bills?
The herd? Why are we paying bills? Especially as Black people, especially as descendants of slaves who literally gave their life for us.
This part, you know what? You don't want to get us. You said you don't want to get canceled. No, so I'm going to refrain.
Don't even. Juneteenth. Okay.
That's even more reason. But I'm going to refrain for my comments.
We deserve our reparations.
We're getting them. We're going to get them. Okay. We're getting our minds back and finding our power and finding like we actually do have more power than they've told us is us getting our reparations. They don't have to give it to us because we're getting them by the more people getting in tune with, oh, we actually can make a difference. Oh, this is why they didn't want us to make a difference. We're getting our reparations, not the way we want it with them gazillion dollars. I want that. Y'all ain't gonna
Uh-huh.
give it to me, so I'm gonna get it another way. I'm gonna get it spiritually. I'm gonna use my knowledge because
Knowledge
that's the
is
best
power.
currency you can have is to know something.
Right. People think the statement that knowledge is power means that you will have power over other people. No, you have power over self once you have the knowledge that you gain from experiencing all of these things and from educating yourself on certain things. We are so far behind because that is how the system was designed in this country for us to be and stay behind. So,
Mm-hmm.
shout out to us. Shout out to Black people in
Yes,
America because it ain't easy.
it ain't.
Everybody want to be Black. Don't nobody want to be Black. Yeah, no, yeah, that is real. Like I couldn't imagine being anything but Black. This shit is dope as fuck. Especially when you undeniably Black. Sorry, Drake, but he's struggling. I think this conversation, the colorism conversation, has gotten out of control because Tyla, the South African entertainer, has described herself as colored. She is not black. She considers herself colored. And I think we just have to understand that people come from different cultures and what we identify as is not always going to be the same in different countries and different places in the world. Blackness is a wild thing to understand. To me, it's all visual. It's just like gender in that way, where it's like you can identify as this. You can like it has really nothing to do with your blood. It has
Yeah.
nothing to do with whether you had two black parents. If you come out looking like this table, most people are gonna call you white, right?
No, for sure.
My my I don't know. My biggest thing is if if you can be identified as anything but black, are you black?
I don't know.
It's hard, right? It's a very hard discussion because blackness, I think it's just very, very. It's a spectrum, and it's not like we're treating it as a spectrum in our society, especially in America. But I think we're overthinking it.
There's some people out here who just wish they weren't black, and that's very sad to me.
Yeah, that and I mean, as someone who does not wish they weren't black, I understand it.
Yeah,
Like
I get it.
if you I mean we be struggling,
Yeah,
we struggle, we do not get the same privileges simply because of the color of our skin, and that is absolutely
it's more than
ridiculous.
that. They know that
Mm-hmm.
it's more than just the skin.
That and to me, like I get that it is more than just the skin in theory, but when you really think about it, I cannot I cannot okay, as far as being the other, right? And how we think about when you walk into a room, you are perceived as the other,
Okay, you saying based off appearance?
just based off of appearance,
Gotcha.
right?
Yeah.
And it's not racism if it doesn't involve color, right? It, like, or your appearance. Well, our racism involves color every time, right? Is it not rooted
Color,
in the color of our
appearance.
skin?
Yeah. Especially if we look real cultured. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna be real. Sometimes when I go to black events, I be looking away too because
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. Just off
Are you?
experience,
What do
I'll
you
be
mean?
judging because it's like, or like, okay, I would rather go to an event that has security
Mm-hmm.
when there's black people involved. Like I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
be just honest about that. I feel more safe when I'm at an event when there's security involved when it's with black folks involved because there's so much trauma in our community with black men that it's sad that you don't know if an argument is gonna end up with somebody getting killed. Like the de-escalation, the like lack of de-escalation in the community is scary because a lot of people, their first result to get an argument, I'm about to go to my car, or I'm finna end your life. I'm finna risk it all just for my pride or just for my ego, and that scares me. So I'm the one of those people. If there's not security, I might not come out. Or if I hear voices escalating, I'm already like, all right, let me look for the exits. I'm gonna have to get out of here. It's getting a little rowdy.
No, like you are about to experience a nigga moment.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be a part of that nigga moment.
Nah,
No.
and then okay. As far as every event needing security, I don't feel like that at all. I feel like I have been so intentional in the spaces that I've entered just because I know that these people are usually not on that bullshit. Because
Facts.
as soon as you're on that bullshit, I'll probably never come back. Like the anxiety I have of just knowing that like too many people is just I'm a target. I'm a target. I'm just part of the herd. The herd is about to start wilding at some
Yeah.
point. If there's alcohol involved, everybody is just to me they the op. Like
No, for real.
you are you okay? You know, like people like to get heavy wasted in general. Just I can't. I learned that like the club ain't for me a long time ago. I learned the club is not for me. If we not dancing in this bitch, I'm good on it. Like,
On God.
I'm not here for anything else. I ain't here to sit in y'all section looking stupid. That's just not my vibe. Some people like that. I don't like it.
Mm-mm.
And the whole let me pull a gun out, man, that is just extra because niggas don't fight no more.
We can't talk about it.
Well, they do fight, but they get they it bruises their ego. You know, it's all about ego. It's like, yo, it's this small interaction. Your life is not in danger. You know good and well that. Well, craziest thing, I was in a Waffle House. I'm gonna tell this story just because I experienced this nigga moment and I never forgot it. I This was the night Quavo was shot.
Quavo?
You know the other one. What's the other one
Take
name?
off.
Takeoff.
Okay. Gotcha.
Takeoff was shot this night. And I was like, there's a vibe in the air. I was at Waffle House off of Riverdale and I go in there, I'm just, it's like 11 o'clock maybe. I go in there, ordering food. Dude walks in and the manager is standing at at the cash register. And this guy just walks in and I'm not sure if he works there. I just see him start making food. And I'm like, okay, he ain't gonna wash his hands.
Right.
I'm
Right.
whispering, but man, wash your fucking hands. I didn't think anything of it. He starts making a steak, and manager is just like, yeah, nah. Anyway, they get into it. He throws old boy steak in the trash. He's like, yeah, no, you're not on the clock or blase blase, whatever beef they had.
Mm.
And I'm thinking, ooh, these niggas finna fight. I'm about to get my first Waffle House fight in.
No.
That's like a cultural thing. You're
Yeah.
supposed to get your first Waffle House fight. Like, I've been here forever and I hadn't gotten it. And this motherfucker got pushed once. He said, all right, I'm gonna go get the Glock. I was
Yes.
like, wait. I was like, wait. That escalated very quickly. He was not having it. They were about the same height. He was a little smaller than the manager. I was like, y'all ain't even fight first. Niggas, like, we just jumping straight to the gun. That's crazy. Like, So I was like, all right, so you gonna get your gun? Wow. Next thing you know, he goes out to the car to get it,
You
and
stayed inside?
yeah, I was being nosy as hell that day.
No.
I was like, you know what? Let me get up out of here.
There you go.
I see this man coming back, right? He's coming to the door. I was like, ooh, I slide into the bathroom, y'all. I was like, let
Yes.
me slide into this bathroom real quick. He banging on the window. Manager locked the door. So now it's like,
Mm.
all right, the police gonna come, and this is gonna be over with. You know, the police got there, and he really tried to act like he ain't go and get a gun.
No, you didn't play
And I
victim.
really thought, this is the night that I need to sit here and have a conversation with all y'all. I said, the cops are right there. The managers like trying to have me as a witness.
No.
And I'm just like, it is really wild that y'all then jump straight to the gun over fucking steak. And then I left. I didn't say shit else over steak. Like, oh nah.
And that's what I'm saying. There's no. I feel like some black men growing up weren't taught de-escalation. They were taught like, no, this the wolves. You gotta fight your way out of this. There's no emotion. You better defend your honor, or you better not come home with. I've been out here in the streets. You a punk, and I
Yeah.
feel like social media plays a part in that too, because who wants to be on social media getting their ass whooped? Like nobody wants to. I ain't gonna lie. I'd rather get my ass whooped on camera and know I'm walking away with my life than before I'd make a decision that gets me killed. Be my ass, jump me, do what you got to do. If I'm walking away with my life, I'll take it,
Right.
because some people don't want that shame, that humiliation. Is worse than they rather spend the rest of their life in jail as a real nigga just to get than to get humiliated for a couple months.
No, that shit is forever. That's the thing. Now, that is the thing. That is the actual fear, is that forever you will have this. Like, I'm so glad that when I was getting my ass beat, y'all niggas did not have camera phones. Because for like, these people will clown you for the rest of your life. And it's just like, why? Why is it so serious? Like, you win some, you lose some. Run it back, circle the block.
Get you
Like,
exactly.
get your weight up.
Come
Like,
back if you want to. Like I wish, like I wish there were. I feel like there probably is places where people utilize the youth getting their anger out. Like you got beef with somebody, like y'all meet up. We gonna set this day. Y'all handle it in the ring. Y'all dap it up. Let
right.
let it go. Like
I
let
know.
it go.
No,
Like
no. Back in the day, they used to have a fight night. Oh, we beefing, but we gonna meet up out here in this neighborhood, like dead ass. Like, we used to meet up in the motherfucking cul-de-sac if you had a problem, and let's duke it out. You feel me? But humiliation and fear have a hold on the youth, man,
yeah,
because I can't understand that. I think all women should own guns just so that we can start some shit. But it's gonna take a minute. It's gonna take a minute for us to understand that, until we start carrying guns and dealing with these men the way they deal with each other. Then I don't know. Like, then I think we'll see domestic violence take that dive. It's gonna go down. Like, get you a Glocky,
you
you
think
know?
you think that I feel like that would help in situations in outside forces, like you about to get robbed, or. But I feel like with domestic
Mm-hmm.
violence, I think it's deeper than protection. Because think about the women that there is protection in the house, but you're not going to do that because it's psychological. Like
Mm-hmm.
domestic violence, a woman could probably kill that man and she gonna miss him right after she kill him. She gonna regret it. Like, oh my gosh, I needed him. He's all I got.
Right.
And it's like you can have a gun, but you probably not gonna use it on him
Mm.
unless you
And they
really.
and they know that. They know it.
They will put it in your face like
Right.
you're not gonna do nothing.
Right.
And that's it. Domestic violence is actually crazy too. The amount of I was saying like us as a community need to bring shame back. We need to like if we see somebody putting their hands on a woman, why are we just sitting there? Like I don't sit there. I'll be, even though I can't stand toe to toe with no nigga, but I'm not just gonna sit there and watch somebody put their hands on a woman and go, oh, that ain't got nothing to do with me. It does though.
Yeah.
We're a community. We shouldn't just be letting this happen or be cool with somebody that we know is putting their hands on a woman. Like they need to be held accountable. I can't kick you with you knowing you
they
doing
be
that.
having a horde of friends. The crew is out every night with this motherfucker, knowing that he going home in the wife beater to be on his wife. And I don't understand why we don't shun these people. Like, I'm not trying to be around you. I'm not trying to be around weirdos. Cause what kick do you get out of that? Yo, I was watching this video of I know I'm constantly chronically on the internet. The video involved a situation where a trans man was beating or had slapped his girlfriend and was threatening to kill her on live, like having a whole conversation, threatening her life. She begging, crying in the background, like, and it was long. And I watched most of it, and I was just like, this shit is wild. This is not funny, you know? It was kiki ha ha, and then I was like seeing the rest of it, and I was like, oh, y'all serious? Yeah. This is very serious. Like, I don't think like that whole, it's psychological. People cannot just walk away. People do not have the same protection across the board.
Right.
And you have touched a lot on mental health, well, which is basically the topic of the month. It is specifically Men's Mental Health Month, and we wanted to focus on that on this show because I feel like, well, it's not something that we get to shed a light on often. We don't see men being able to be open about it and have conversations. And it's hard because how do we move forward? How do we get our community where we want it to be if we're not having these serious conversations?
That's valid. And I feel like the accountability swings both ways, all the way down to like how we're taught. Because how many times have we heard a man tell his son, "You a boy, you don't cry. Men don't cry." So you already embedding that into them to suppress their feelings. So now they're 16, 17. All they know is anger because you told them you better not cry. I'm gonna give you something to cry for. But then, so now they're growing up. All they know is anger. The only way you can express your feelings is through anger. And now you have all these mental issues. You don't even want to open up because you told you weak when you do that. The parents, our parents are telling us this. So we're it's not like we just grow up and like, oh no, I don't cry. No, I see that all the time. And I'm like, why are you telling him not to cry? Why are you saying you a boy, you don't cry, suck it up? If men weren't supposed to cry, please riddle me this. If men weren't supposed to cry, why do they have tear ducts? Like this was like, why do they have the ability to cry if they're not supposed to do that? Like certain things just don't add up. Men who are vulnerable and express their feelings have a better percentile at life versus the men who are embedded in their life. You're not supposed to cry. I remember I had a homeboy who told me like I was crying in public about something. And he was like, bro, you don't supposed to cry in front of other people. I looked at him, I'm like, bro, I don't care where I'm at. I'm going to cry. I'm going to release that. And hours later after that, why did he come up to me crying? Men don't ever cry. He came up to me crying. I'm like, yes, exactly. Like, don't ever let nobody tell you can't express your feelings. Like, you better let that shit out. Because if you don't, it's gonna sit in there. Like suppressing our emotions, especially seeing it's more prone with men than women, because we're more emotionally intelligent. Because we weren't told we can't cry. We weren't told that you got to suck it up. They're like, oh, you're a girl. They that's what they do. We're more. They say we're more emotional. No, we're more in tune with our emotions. We were allowed to do that, and it's sad that boys growing up weren't allowed to do that. Like y'all are embedded in this toxic masculinity that you always got to be tough. I'm sorry that happened to them because it sucks. Because y'all look at us away thinking we're overly emotional, and we're looking at y'all like, no, you need to express. So it's like, how do we get to that point where y'all are able to express, but y'all not looking at us like we're being dramatic or we're overly emotional?
Right. No, that is that is the biggest question. How do we unlearn toxic masculinity? I think that it definitely starts at a young age, understanding that your interests do not have to align with traditionally masculine roles. Like all of, just let's throw all the gender roles out the window and understand that there's other things to find joy from in life, and that it's okay to express yourself. And I think we need to start with literature. I was talking to someone today about how it seems that Black men are struggling with literacy in America, being able to think critically and understand a work, understand things, understand like the irony in things and the metaphors that surround us each day. Like how do you get to that point, like to adulthood, where you just don't kind of see other people's perspectives because you didn't have the chance to experience other perspectives. And I'm that's how I experience other perspectives, through reading. Like, yeah, you
Okay.
can we have even, different media that I think you can get a lot of knowledge from just watching movies, documentaries, things like that. But I think it starts with literature. I think it starts with literacy, being able to break down a text and understand it, and understand,
Comprehension.
yeah, that comprehension stages.
It's valid though. That's actually a really great point. I didn't even think about that.
It's we think of it as way deeper than just the patriarchy.
Right.
Like we got to think of misogynoir and how Black men treat Black women, understand and speak to Black
Yeah.
women. Like that shit is crazy, bro. Like we are in a place where they don't they see us as a bunch of Tyler Perry characters, and that shit got me fucked up.
Fucked up.
Cause hell no, the assumptions that are made about me, that have been made about me in my past by Black men, have truly just disgusted me. like like why, like I am disgusted by the way I was perceived by someone I wanted to be vulnerable with, but felt like I couldn't because they had this idea of how Black women are and how they act. And
Mommy issues.
I don't feel that way about Black men. I know that there are plenty of different Black men who are living different lives. I know that like there are things that your culture impacts, and how the way you think and how you perceive the world. And I'm taking all of that shit into consideration. I'm not putting y'all all in one box and going, yeah, y'all need to calm the fuck down. So
We should expect the same from them. And I feel like that goes to us,
mm,
even starting from like the mothers. Because
mm,
how many times have we seen a dynamic where the mother is giving a hard time to the daughter, but baby and her son, like that's her husband. And they grow up with this entitlement that they are better because they got treated better. They got to stay out late. They got to stay out past curfew, but then we can't because oh it's danger out there. The niggas are the one that's dangerous. You like what do you mean? Make it make sense. They can stay out later, but we have to stay in the house. But why are we wanting to stay in the house? Because of the niggas.
the
The
problem.
problem. Like it's like
You're
the
creating the
women are
problem. No,
creating the
stop having
problem.
babies. Let's talk about let's talk about stop having children. I am so happy that I'm going to spend most of my life childless. And that is because a long time ago I realized that I don't really like children that much, enough to spend all day with them. And that's just the truth of the matter. But this is a really good conversation. We're gonna take a quick break and get back into just this dynamic, the Black dynamic between men and women, and how it affects our mental health.
Yes.
All right, we'll be right back. Hello and welcome back to the Pimpin' Poetry Podcast. Today our guest is KDikee. and we are having a good time. Like, you're a very interesting person, and I like that because people be boring, and I be wanting to go to sleep.
Yes, shallow.
We are touching on the topic of men's mental health, and I think that it is very important that as women we do have this conversation. I know it's hard to put ourselves in the shoes of others and kind of see their perspective, but these are the hard conversations we have to have, especially women who are raising kids. And I was trying to touch on that. We need to stop having children. All right. I think that in our community, we have this idea that everyone is supposed to have a baby. And that's not true. Everyone is not meant to be a mother.
Right.
I stand on this. I'll die on this. Okay. I will die on this hill. Everyone is not meant to be a mother. Those toxic traits that we've picked up, like just the patriarchal beliefs that we must marry a man and have their children, is it's rooted in slavery. Okay. We are not cattle. let's think about that, right? Because we do not have to keep procreating and keep having children and popping out kids that we can't take care of, that we can't provide for, that we can't give a better life than we had. Isn't that like the point? If you're bringing a life into this world that they shouldn't have to suffer the way you did, what's the point? Why do we keep on having these vicious cycles repeated?
Yeah. Well, some people have kids to keep they relationship together, and I think that is so selfish.
Oh, that is.
You only want a baby so you can keep your man. So now you got this resentment towards the baby because the father gone, and now you stuck with this baby you really didn't want. You thought it was gonna keep him.
Yeah, no.
And he gone.
Yeah, people have children for a number of reasons, and it's not because they think that they want to bring a life into this world and really, really take the time to allow their children to be themselves and to be. And it's always a dream of their own. It's always some selfish reason for having children. It's like, no, this is once you have a child, like your job is to provide for them in every way, emotionally, financially, like for the rest of their life.
Yes.
It ain't no 18-year bid, bro. Like we gotta get away from that. Like, no, that is not a burden. This person you brought into the world is a burden.
I didn't ask to be here.
It didn't ask to be here.
You wanted me here now. Take care of me.
I wanted to say my piece on that. So what is it that you love about Tupac? I heard he's your favorite poet.
Listen, Tupac, and it's crazy because even if you just take the music out of Tupac, it's still a whole nother dimension of a person. Like just his influence in this, though, his mindset at such a young age and how he felt strongly. He shows the importance of knowing where you came from. Like imagine if he wasn't raised by a Black Panther. He grew up with something to be proud about, and you've seen it in the way he spoke and the way he articulated himself. He was proud of that.
Yeah.
It's like imagine what we would have came from if we knew like really how beautiful Black is. We wouldn't have our heads down. If they didn't teach us about slavery in school, we wouldn't move the way we moved and how we move. Like people should move like that. You know where you came from and you proud. And he stood on that. Like he did. You shot a cop in his ass and got off. You didn't even know. You didn't even know, and you got off. Like he did shit that's like, you did that. Like, and it wasn't out of no cool points because there wasn't social media. You did that because you felt you didn't care about the consequences and you felt that was right. And I just respected his mentality on like, this feels right to me and I'm gonna do it. And if y'all don't do it, fuck y'all. I'm still doing it. And that's how I feel. So that's why I really like admire him as a person. And yeah. I love that man.
Yeah, no, man. I am to this day top 5 diss records. Hit him up.
That's why I fucked your bitch, you fat motherfucker.
Ether. Euphoria. No, like dead ass Euphoria is so amazing. Oh gosh. I listen to it every day. I'm honestly, it's competing with top. I just like the hate. Ugh, I'm such a hater. I just, it fuels me. It has, it has ignited something that I did not know was there. Honestly, how much I despise Drake. Mm-mm-mm.
Oh.
And I feel like no one was as petty as Kendrick, but Tupac. Tupac was a petty motherfucker, and that's why I liked him.
He was, because you're wildin', bro.
He was
Oh,
wild.
that,
I fucked your bitch. Anyway,
ugh.
um, I just wish we could keep it friendly, bro. I don't want niggas dying over fucking crazy shit. You know, it's it's wild to think about that beef because this is your friend. You know, this is someone
Yep.
who was your friend at one point. This is someone whose couch you was sleeping on. Y'all went out crazy. Y'all went out blazing. What's that about?
Without even having a conversation. Like, if this went down and there was no like, give me the real. Yeah, it was he said, she said, he said, she said. That's
Mm-hmm.
the craziest part about it.
Mm-hmm.
That's people are dying behind accusations.
Accusations.
Speculations. Oh man,
I
that's
was so excited to find out that Tupac is like this amazing poet. Like
mm,
it naturally is like, yes, every outstanding rapper is an amazing poet. Like it just, I feel like it goes hand in hand. Like you don't, I feel like it's the foundation. I'm always saying foundation, but like I feel like that's where it starts. Learning how to express yourself and just write a cute little poem. He dedicated this poem to his heart.
mm,
Corny ass nigga.
real ass nigga. Give a
Mm.
fuck about it. Hey.
This is the fear in the heart of a man. Whew. Against an attacker, I will boldly take my stand, because my heart will show fear for no man. Before a broken heart, I run with fright, scared to be blind in a vulnerable night. I believe this fear is in every man. Some will acknowledge it, others will fail to understand. There is no fear in a shallow heart because shallow hearts don't fall apart. But feeling hearts that truly care are fragile to the flow of air. And if I am to be true, then I must give my fragile heart. I may receive great joy, or you may return it ripped apart.
That ate. Like, what?
Whew.
What man is speaking like that in poetry? Like, to even.
I know why Jada hate Will. If I had to spend the rest of my life with Will Smith and my husband died at 25, I'd say fuck you too all the time. Anyway,
Oh my
um,
gosh.
Will isn't writing poems like that. He's
No.
just not. Big Willie style isn't doing it like that. And I feel so bad for her every day. Mm. She didn't have kids with that man. So, talking about vulnerability, talking about, he is just like the idea of really, this man is like, yo, I have a heart, I have these feelings. They are being felt. I understand my own fears, and I am just crying out, you know, for the world to understand that I have that I am human,
Right.
you know?
That was
and
beautiful.
he's talking about that vulnerability that we all kind of fear I know I do at first when you're trying to get into a relationship and you're meeting someone new, and it's just that scary ass feeling that this is not going to work out. You know, I am going to end up getting my heart broken and taking forever to recover. Well, this person doesn't like me, blah, blah, blah. All of those insecurities and everyone, I feel this is a universal feeling.
Yeah. And a lot of men are not going to be honest about that. Instead, it's like, I don't care. I got plenty of options. Like, I don't have feelings. And it's like, yes, you do.
Mm-hmm.
You have to guard yourself with and surround yourself with a plethora of women, because if you put your heart in one, you probably 9 times out of 10 they already been hurt before, and you don't want to feel that pain again.
Mm-hmm.
And I get it. It's scary.
Yeah.
Like, vulnerability is like it's kind of like blind loyalty. You're putting your complete trust in a person and trusting everything they're saying. They could just be lying. That is scary. But it's like, you don't take risks. You can be scared and do it, or you can be like, nah, I'm good, and you gonna miss out on something.
Yeah, you will. It's irrational to try and protect ourselves from these things. It's what makes us human. It's what makes us connected. It's what connects us all. Is that heart, like that heartbeat. You ain't shit if you ain't got it. Yeah. You're dead.
Facts.
Right? But thinking about Tupac just as an artist, and it's that duality, like that hood nigga, smart nigga shit is just perfect. I can't even begin to say how attractive that is in a person to me. Like, being able to understand that they are not mutually exclusive. Like, yeah, I can seek knowledge even if I'm coming from a place where it's not very common. Yeah. It's not very common to read. It's not very common to be a poet where I'm from. But shit, I went out there and I tried it, and I wasn't afraid to try something new.
Mm-hmm. No, that's fact.
And yeah, that is the fear in the heart of a man. Good job, good job.
He ate that one down.
He ate it
because it's universal. It's like we all feel that way,
right? So, KDikee, what you got coming up? Like, what are the events? What are the shows? What are the projects that you want to let us know about? Because I'm trying to put in my calendar now.
It's crazy. Do I have some things going up? I'm a part of this team. It's called Audio League. It's an all-female production company, and we have a live show coming up June 28th. It's outside, and the theme is Dukes and Boots. And I'm having my Days of Dukes on, y'all, so y'all come on out there. Nice, but I'm gonna be, it's gonna be like Dukes and Boots theme, and I'm performing out there. What else? I'm mainly just making music, just building my catalog, just because that's what I'm feeling. It's not even, oh, I'm gonna put this out. It's like therapy. So we'll see what comes out. I'm just gonna keep dropping content, just keep working, keep networking. I got a lot going. It's like a lot, and it's just like, listen, you just gotta follow me, because one day I'm gonna drop some content about my feelings. The next day I'm exposing the world. The next day I'm like, yo, I'm hurting. Like, you don't know what you're gonna get. So it's like, I can't, it comes and it goes. But it's a lot. You'll enjoy it if you're not shallow.
That's dope. Oh, Dukes and Boots. So, like, we wearing cowboy hats? Like,
yes. No, yes. So pull up. Listen, June 28th is a Friday. It's gonna be it's a live radio show. So it's gonna be we shoot our podcast every Friday 6 to 8 at the station, but this time we're gonna be outside with it. It's gonna be performances, but it's Dukes. What did I say? Dukes and Boots. Dukes and Boots. Yeah. So it's like we are outside in them Daisy Dukes. Pull up. It's gonna be a vibe.
Yes. And you are one of the funniest people on social media. Like, everybody click that follow. I have the commercial you did. I was like, yes, I love parody. Yes. Let's get it. Like, funny Black women are peak. Just perfection.
I'm glad you enjoyed that.
We're hilarious.
We're so hilarious that men parody us. Think about how much comedy there wouldn't be if they didn't get their skits and stuff from us. Come
They
on now,
gotta
just
put.
give us
They
our
have to
credit.
put that dress on. It cements them as a comedian. Isn't that what Cat Williams said? Yo, everybody got to put the dress on.
You gotta put the dress on. You gotta
Got
imitate
to.
us to be funny. Not everybody,
Yeah.
majority.
Yeah.
Just give us a homage.
It's
We don't
real
mind it. Our egos ain't that big.
at all.
Just give us our credit.
I'm often imitated. Anyway, uh, coming up next, we got a performance by KDikee. So guess what? Stay tuned, guys.
Hello, y'all. I am KDikee, and I am going to perform one of my favorite songs called Ghost Town. I told him before, I cannot lose, I cannot snooze. No, I don't wanna buy no new shoes. I don't wanna go on no cruise with people who refuse to utilize the tools that was put in front of them. Like how your parents pay all your bills, but you still broke. But you buying food, clothes, and drugs, going to parties looking for love. Ain't no love there. You never support your friends, man, ain't no love there. How you support people who don't know you but move like you hate me? I ride down Support Street. I see ghosts now. 'Cause I don't got no friends. I don't feel they love. Unless they getting drunk, but enough is enough. I'm packing my stuff. If I hit the road now, it won't be long until I see success. It won't be long until they feel what they miss. Now they gotta clean up they miss. Now they gotta live with the fact that they slept on their blessing. Don't come to me pleading, 'cause you done burnt all your bridges. So get the preacher, I see ghosts now. Someone call a priest, I see ghosts now. Burn some sage, I see ghosts now. I feel like I'm an orphan in this ghost town. If y'all love that song, you can find it on my album called Slave Tunes.